Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we are diving into Corepunk, which is now in the final stage of development. A lot has changed over the last few months during early access, and we are going to break it all down, including updates, quality of life improvements, class changes, dungeon updates, launch details, and more. If you have played Corepunk before, or even if you haven't, this is the perfect time to jump in. Let's start with early access. Artificial Core has been grinding hard, releasing weekly content and balanced patches ever since early access went live. And the good news, you can still join early access right now, the link is in description. That means you can test all these new features, support devs and be better prepared for launch day. One of the biggest changes, character progression. Early on, it felt grindy and slow. You had to camp just to regen health and mana. Now, they've added a natural regeneration. And mob camps actually drop tons of loot and consumables. You can now level through combat grinding in a way that feels much more fun and rewarding. Combat feels snappier, class balancing is ongoing, and things are feeling tighter overall. Let's talk about quests. Major overhaul here too. Now you can pin quests, see approximate item locations, and navigate through a compass system. Quest rewards were also buffed, including the tutorial quests, making the early game experience much more enjoyable and less punishing for new players. Trading has taken a huge leap forward. There is a new cross-server auction house, although it might be server-specific on launch. This really gives Corepunk more of that real MMO vibe. They've added a new PvE and PvP dungeons with unique bosses and mechanics. Currently, they are full loot, but there is a consumable you can use in PvE to avoid gear loss. And don't worry, full loot is optional. Most of the games still use partial loot, meaning if you die in PvP zone, you'll only lose some inventory items, not your equipped gear. The new class Defender is already in the game, and more are planned for release by the end of the year. And speaking of year's end, the devs have announced they're aiming for a full launch in late 2025, which will include a complete wipe, new PvP/PvE arenas, guilds, new dungeons, and dynamic world events. Will Corepunk launch on Steam? Not initially. Much like Albion Online, the devs want to ensure the game is polished and content-rich before taking that step. But in the future, most likely. Build variety is getting a boost too. Talent upgrades via high-tier artifacts are now in the game, unlocking more unique playstyle. Weapon mastery has been reworked. Now you can level it up just by grinding mobs, make it more accessible. The gathering system has been overhauled. Now you don't need alts for every profession, you can just trade for what you need, and overall, while you are gathering resources, you are getting much more of them. A proper marketplace was added, using a trade currency called Ancient Coins, which drop from level 20 mobs and some quests. Also, tier 3 consumables are coming soon, and the cooking system will be completely reworked on launch. A bunch of quality of life improvements have landed too. UI customization, shared bank tab across alts, better quest navigation, faster progression paths, and yes, the game is still tough, but now it's challenging in the right ways and less punishing for new players. We've also got new biomes, swamp and deserts, completely with new enemies and bosses. And the desert zone will be getting a visual upgrade at launch. Loads of new quests and quest change have been added as well. Again, all driven by community feedback. So yeah, Corepunk has made huge progress, especially over the past few months. If the devs hit their goals for 2025, version 1.0 could be something really special. But let's say you see this game for the first time, and you don't know what this mmorpg is. Let me tell you more about it. Most of my viewers are Albion players, so it would be super easy to get into it. Even though they are fundamentally different games, some in-game mechanics might be familiar to you. It also has MOBA combat system, like in Dota or League of Legends, and isometric view. Talking about view, you can even unlock your camera to control your character like in MOBA games. Corepunk has Fog of War, so your vision depends on obstacles, high, low ground, buffs. You can also place swords, and you share vision with your members. It is actually a cool feature, especially in PvP. It might sound too much, but in reality, when play the game, it feels great. Sound also matters. You can hear your enemy much further than you're actually gonna see him on your screen. Overall, it is a classic MMORPG, with bosses, quests, fights for spots, arenas, dungeons and more. For players who are into economy, there also will be a place. You can trade directly with players or use market, buying, reselling items. Want to be a gatherer or a crafter that will forge the most powerful weapon in the game? You can do that. I would say it's a mix between classic World of Warcraft and Dota. Why? It has incredible lore, characters and lots of quests, and they are sometimes not easy, but with decent rewards. And to be honest, I would buff them even more. But let's say you are not into questing. Game will cover you. Like mentioned before, simple grind was reworked and much more rewarding. What about character power and progression? Your gear, like armor, helmet, boots, gloves, is only vanity. Basically skins that you can buy from shop or earn unique one in the game. The main character power comes from weapons itself and artifacts. It is these 6 slots on the right side of your screen, basically like items in Dota or League. They can be different tier, with different native stats and secondary affixes, which later can be upgraded. Later you also will be able to put different passive effects on them, like for example, each auto attack after using ability will deal bonus physical damage, or each time you're getting hit in melee combat you will reflect X amount of damage based on your armor, etc. Variety of stats in the game is wild, like from a classic ability damage, defense, to CDR, lifesteal, dot damage, etc. So you can imagine amount of builds each class might have. Talking about heroes, this game is class based, so when you create a character you have by default 4 spells, 3 regular one and ultimate, and all these abilities can be improved and modified later. But that's not all. You also have talent system, like in Arcade, when you need to choose 3 branches among 10+, and combine their passive effects between each other. Now you see this build's variety potential, it's actually crazy. The game itself will be buy to play, so it means you get it once and will own forever. There is no pay to win, you can't buy anything except skins. Social aspect is also very strong in the game, but it doesn't mean you can't play this game solo. And there will be even more improvements and content for solo players in future. But if you are looking for a Zerg gameplay, you will not find it in Corepunk. It will be mostly small, large-scale groups and solo. For me personally, it's a huge W. Never enjoyed DBZ in video games, and to be fair, with such high detailed graphics, I doubt it would handle 200 versus 200 fights. This game is available only on PC and was built on Unity engine. Game is based on partial loot, which means if you die in PvP zone, you will lose only few items from your inventory. It has different zones with different rule sets. Green, where you can PvP, orange, where you can PK people and get random item from the inventory, but you need to turn on PK, and if you will have too much karma, like 1k if I'm not mistaken, and you'll die, you're actually gonna lose all your items, so you need to be very careful with this. And lawless red zone, with free PvP, and you will lose up to 5 items from your bag. Corepunk also has full loot. Some instances, like New Dungeon, has full loot. Basically, it is PvP-PvE environment with extraction mechanic. But again, it's not mandatory to play it, and later there will be classic dungeons. If you're a mount collector, Corepunk has many options. Mech Spider, bikes, horses, etc. About traveling, there will be no teleports, no fast travel. But they will add train station as a fast travel option, like it was in World of Warcraft when you first enter Stormwind and there was a train in a dwarf town. This game has no loading screens. The only exception is instance queue content like arenas and some dungeons. Just a reminder, you can play Corepunk right now in early access. Hit the link in the description to jump in, you'll support the devs, get a head start and be ready for what's next. Let me know what you think in the comments. Are you playing Corepunk already or waiting for launch? Either way, it's a wild ride ahead. And guys, see ya next time and stay safe. I hope you enjoyed this video and don't forget to press like button. There will be more videos in future about this game, so stay tuned.